Hi, investors. It's Nick Garner here, and today we're just doing a quick sweep through a really interesting client acquisition for a property in Lee on Laxey Crescent. So, Martin, just to get into it, can you just explain what the deal was and just to help people understand it a little bit better, maybe share screen as well?
The deal was in Lee. It was three-bedroom semi-detached house, and it was in good condition, ready to rent. So we found it into our system. It's really close to local shops. It's also close to school, to green space. Around you have local shops here on the map, so it's really good location. You have So basically, the property is really nice. The property here on the photos, how you can see,
Mhm.
it's in good condition.
So, just on the purchase, was there anything significant about the purchase, like competition for the house and all that kind of stuff?
Uh,
That's about Jimmy.
yeah,
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
no,
yeah,
but like, how much was the offer on asking price
it
or
was
above?
Nick. Yeah, it was on asking price, guys. Yeah.
Okay. And Jamie, was there anything significant about the purchase transaction?
No, I mean it was very. We've got a really good client purchasing this, which always helps. Very efficient in how they provided the documentation and communicated with us, which has been great. So thank you to the client. But basically, the demand was strong, but but we managed to secure the offer at asking price. The agent that we bought through was incredibly helpful, which isn't always the case. So thank you to Cook and Company over in Lee. And I think the reality of it, these little semi-detached houses in this area seem to be selling really well. But the main thing is, if from a rental point of view, we basically put the property on the market. We've done some minor touch-ups internally in terms of a bit of decoration, but basically we were hoping to achieve 600 per calendar
So
month.
can I
Sorry, Nick.
pause you there? Can I
Yeah.
pause you there? Because there's a great punchline, but I just want to quickly share on the demographic stuff
Okay,
before we get
that's
into it.
fine, Nick. Yeah.
Because yeah, the other half of your story is really interesting.
Okay.
Okay, so Martin, could you stop share? So if you stop sharing your screen, I'm going to start sharing my screen, and there you go. Okay, just very quickly on the demographics and the capital growth. So the thing about Lee is that it's in the overall catchment for Manchester. So if you think about cities having a gravitational pull, you would say that places like Warrington, for example, are really within the Liverpool catchment, but Lee is at the very edge of the Manchester one. And in respect to capital growth, the 1 year growth has been very solid. The 5 year real nominal growth 36%, which is really good. And the real capital growth when you inflation adjust is 24%, which again is excellent. The thing we're going to talk about rental turnover in a minute, but in real life, as it were. But the data shows that this area is really strong for renting, and the going digging into the capital growth data long term, this is this is real capital growth, inflation adjusted from 2007. So as a general rule of thumb, if you're within minus 20% of 2007 market high, then that's okay. There's headroom. And so from a capital growth point of view, I think Lee is very good. It's not the strongest, it's not the most heated, but it's just in that nice sweet zone where it's solid, and and yeah, I'm confident about capital growth in that area, especially because of the transition from urban to
Nick, can I just
suburban.
interject here, just to give people an understanding a little bit more of Lee? I used to place a lot of sport in and around this area, and access into the city centre effectively is very, very easy. There's a road called the A580, which basically is the East Lancashire Road that takes you over to Warrington and into Manchester, but effectively it's just a straight line.
Yeah.
And what you do is you've access into the city. I think I would say it's about 12, 13 miles from the city centre, but in good traffic, Nick, in a car, you get there in 20 minutes. There will be, I would imagine, a hell of a lot of buses that are running on a regular line straight into the city centre. The demographics of the place, I would imagine, it used to be an old mining town, Nick, for a bit of nostalgia for you. But yes, it used to be an old mining town. The area is improving dramatically and becoming more cosmopolitan, and because other areas have become so expensive. And there is some really nice parts of this area, and especially good for buy-to-let.
Yeah, well, the demographics data shows that validates all of this. So essentially, Lee is a working class
working
area,
town, mining town,
with certain amount of social housing. But the significant thing about Lee is that it's very, let's say it's a relatively low crime, harmonious place. To put it,
you tend to find people that live in Lee stay in Lee, Nick.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's that
right.
Generation.
So that's my story with Lee. I think the area really stacks up nicely, and I'm just going to turn off screen share. Okay, so the story so far, we found this property. We've got a client who is just super sensible, jumped to it, got the property. Then she asked Jamie to handle the lettings for this property. And the reason Jamie can do this is because Jamie has an estate agency and a lettings management agency. Over to you, Jamie.
Morning, everybody. Yeah, so the property we managed to complete about 2 weeks ago. And we've organised a little bit of minor work, decorating, and just some general tidying up of the external. And the reality is we were hoping to get around 600 for it, but we've marketed the property at £650 per calendar month for a 3-bedroom property. And we put it on the market 2 days ago, and we have 17 viewings booked in for Saturday. And because of the demand, we have actually pulled it offline. And we've got what I would say, some really good, strong candidates for the lettings property, all professional working people. Most of them are working it towards the city centre or out towards Warrington. So from that point of view, the demand has just been incredibly strong. We knew it would be strong, but I didn't imagine it to be quite as strong as it is. So from that point of view, I think we'll be focusing some more on this area. I think it's a great area and looks really good value for money in terms of the yield, the rent, and the demand. And I think it's if you don't want to spend 150, 160 and stretch yourself to get a lower yield, these are the sort of areas that we're starting to investigate. I actually know this area, and I can't believe how things have changed so much in 15 years. But there you go, that's the way the market moves. So I think this is for me is the next little hotspot around this area.
And just on the yield, what is the gross yield on this then?
6.4.
Really, that's really good.
6.4. Yeah.
And also, when was the property? When was the offer made on the property? How many months ago? Excuse me.
Reasonably quick. It was about 3 months ago, isn't it?
Right. So the market has shifted. I would say by just because of this huge rush on capital growth. How much was the offer, by the way? 150-ish, was it?
No, it's 120. This one.
Oh, 120. So it would have gained probably £3,000 in real value in the last £1,000 a month, basically, in capital growth, just because this person owns the property. So anyway, there you go, everyone. We thought we'd share this one with you.
Yeah, I think
we've got other clients.
This is a good success story, isn't it?
Well, do you know, overall, all the properties we've been nailing have been success stories because we got the data, we got the demographic information. And what's super interesting for me is that the data is getting validated repeatedly. So the data is good, it's working. And for those of you on the sidelines, maybe it's time to just jump in and get on with it. All right, then. Thank you.
Cheers, investors.
Bye.
Thanks.